Good evening, everybody. You are tuning in for Roseburg boys basketball tonight, hosting North Medford. If you are wondering on the delayed start to tonight's broadcast, it is due to North Medford's bus broke down on the way up here. They got here late, so the JV game got started late. Means varsity will get started late as well. We got about 6.5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter right now of the JV game. Right now it is North Medford leading Roseburg 83-68 in the JV game. We are looking at a projected start time of about 7:10 coming up here tonight, so stay with us. We'll get our pregame show started then. Thank you. Checking in with you again here as we are counting down to the start of our pregame show. Roseburg and North Medford boys basketball. Varsity coming up here in just a little bit. A delay on North Medford getting here due to some busing issues. So, unfortunately, we are starting late here tonight. JV still going right now. It's a 14-point lead for North Medford, 88-74, with 4:43 left to go in the JV game. So, we are counting down that before we get things started with our varsity pregame show, as Roseburg and North Medford will square off. Coming up, we are looking to start in probably about 5 minutes from now. Hello and good evening, everybody. Welcome to Stuart W. Robertson Memorial Gymnasium on the campus of Roseburg High School in beautiful Roseburg, Oregon. As tonight we get ready to bring you Game 2 of the Southwest Conference season for your Roseburg boys basketball team. We do get a bit of a delayed start tonight as we welcome in the North Medford Black Tornado. They had bus troubles on their way up here, and they got to the gymnasium a little bit later than anticipated, which means we get a later start to tonight's broadcast. Just wrapping up the JV game. For those that have been kind of hanging with us on the video stream, watching that game go by in the background, 101-77. The final score is North Medford's JV wins over Roseburg, 101-77. But coming up here, we'll have a little bit of an extended pregame show and get ready for the varsity matchup. Actually, we won't. We're going to have a shorter pregame, it looks like, and get ready for this one here pretty quick. So we'll go ahead and take a quick break. When we come back, we get a chance to catch up with head coach Jordan Humphreys of the Roseburg boys basketball team as we get ready to bring you Roseburg and North Medford in a Southwest Conference duel. Tonight's game is streaming live online at 541radio.com, where you can watch the action for free, or follow us on our YouTube channel. Search 1490 The Score. Back after this 2-minute timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to. By hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors, at home or on the road, at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Back here with more of our pregame on The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM, streaming with video online at 541radio.com. Roseburg back to action. It's been a week off after last Tuesday's conference opener down at South Medford. Tonight they get a chance to host North Medford, and joining us is head coach Jordan Humphreys. Coach, I know it's been a week off from games, but it's not been a week off. You guys working hard after starting out conference play with a loss. Going back to South Medford, and we talked some after the game, you felt like just maybe the team it's the mental aspect of the game that kind of came into play more for you guys in that one as you guys got conference play. Looking back at the film, talking with the guys, what were some of the things you came away thinking after the loss against South Medford?
Definitely, like I said before, the mental aspect, we talked a lot about that, and they kind of admitted that they built the game up a little bit bigger than it probably was, and then they put a little bit more pressure on themselves. The other thing, and one thing I've done this year, which I think has helped me as a coach and probably helped the kids' sanity a little bit, is after the game, instead of going back and talking in the locker room right away, when everybody's emotional, is we stay out on the court and we kind of do our end of practice, end of game chant, and then they're able to go thank their parents for coming to games. And go talk to all the fans. A lot of times people come to watch them play, and then if I take all the time in the locker room for 45 minutes being mad or yelling or that type of thing, then they don't get to appreciate their fans that come watch them play. And so this year we've switched that, and I think it made a big difference, especially when we go to Portland or when we go to Bend, and these people come to watch them, and they get to thank them and talk to them a little bit. Even after a loss, it's good for them to get a visit with family and their supporters. So after South Medford, I had some things that I analyzed during the game that I probably would have said to them in the locker room afterwards, that going back and watching video and being able to evaluate it wouldn't have been as accurate as I would have thought they would have been, which I think goes to show, even, as much as when I watch a game, I feel like in the moment I can analyze it and have a pretty good breakdown of it. That's not always the case, and emotions get in the way, and knee-jerk reactions can kind of come back to bite you a little bit. And so I feel like, especially after South Medford, I was able to reflect a little bit and say some really in-depth things, and watch the game and look at stats and see where we were at, and have a better analysis coming back the next day of practice. And I think the kids appreciate that as well. We talked about it the next day, and I kind of asked them what they thought of the game, and they kind of said some things stat-wise, or besides the emotion piece of what they thought had happened. And I said, that's kind of what I would have thought too, but looking at stats, that's not how it was. And so being able to step back and evaluate that and give some space between the end of the game and actually talking about it, I think is valuable for them and for me, so I don't say things that maybe I'll regret later and have to come back and say, oh, that isn't actually the case. So and a couple of those things we just really didn't play our style of basketball. Everybody, even when I'm talking to fans and people after the game, they say, well, you guys didn't shoot the ball really well. Well, we didn't, but we also took like 12 less threes than we usually do. So if we shoot those 12 extra threes in that game, then more than likely we're going to get to the percentage, and we're going to make 5 or 6 more. And if you put 5 or 6 more threes on the board there, then it's a ball game.
12-point game is a lot different.
Exactly. And so we didn't shoot very well, but we didn't take the shots we should have, and we got out of the style of basketball that we'd been playing that got us to that point. And I think that was a big thing in that game, is we just didn't shoot as many as we should have.
We've talked about it before. I asked you, where do you want to score? And it wasn't so much about points as it was about possessions, about shots. And that obviously is something that you're pointing out there. Do you feel like it was South Medford that did something to take you out of your game, or was it the mental side that the guys kind of got caught up in the game and decided to try and play South Medford style rather than Roseburg?
I think part of it was what they did. But we were also prepared for it. It was something, so we run our dribble handoff on the wing, which I think most people have started to see that's how we do it. It takes 5 minutes of watching film to see that we like to do a dribble handoff on the wing and try to get in the paint. And they went underneath all those screens and all the dribble handoffs. The defender guarding the guy getting the handoff would go underneath the screen, and we have worked on, they go underneath it, you catch it, and you shoot. And our guys weren't doing that. I didn't make enough of an emphasis on an adjustment in the game of, hey, they're going underneath, you need to be ready to catch and shoot. And watching the film over and over, then you can see our guys weren't ready to catch and shoot like we'd practiced. And I definitely should have stopped it and talked to guys specifically and said, hey, this is what they're doing, this is what you need to do. And so being able to break that down for me in the game should have been better. And then they obviously, teams know. I talked to coaches before and after games. Yeah, we'll try to slow you down. We see you're getting 70, 75 possessions a game, which is a lot of possessions in a high school basketball game. And so I know teams are going to try to slow us down. Teams have run a zone against us to try and slow us down. That's what Thurston did. That's what Ashland did. Mountain View did that the second time we played them. And, they're trying to take the air out of the ball, and because we're running, 9-10 guys through, and guys are in shape, and so that's what they're trying to do, and so we know that, and we just have to come up with some other plans to counter their counter.
There you go. You guys get a little extra downtime just with the no game on Friday to start out league play here, which means Friday the rest of the conference was in action. How much time did you spend kind of evaluating what was going on with the rest of the conference and what you have in store over the next couple of weeks as Southwest Conference play gets underway?
Still goes back to what we said. We try to get 1-0 every day. coaches and I went up to.
I mean, you didn't tune in and watch on 9.2 or whatever the Sheldon and South Eugene game that was on.
We
South Medford, I think. But.
Well, so we had morning practice Friday, so the coaches and I could go up to Eugene, and we actually watched South Eugene and North Medford.
Okay.
Since that's who we're playing tonight.
Gotcha.
It would have been nice to go over and watch that game, but they weren't. The next team's up on a schedule, and so we got up and watched them, and we were able to scout them in person, which is a lot better than scouting on film.
Yeah.
And then we also had somebody at the Willamette Grants Pass game to get film of that, so we can break that down as we play them on Friday. So,
did you take any guys with you up for that?
We didn't. Sometimes guys go with us, or they go on their own. But none came with us on Friday. So,
looking at it, I know you're focused on North Medford with what you were doing on Friday, but I'm sure you've looked at the standings, looked at the scores from the other games. What do you make of kind of how conferences plays? I mean, we saw this North Medford team struggled a little early. We saw Grants Pass look like one of the better records in non-league. They've gotten beaten a couple times here, or gotten beat here to start out league play. What do you make of kind of what you've seen from the other scores as you kind of check out what's going on in the conference?
Just kind of background of everybody. For those who want to know, North Medford's one of the better players, was out the first half of the season. I think he's played 3 games now, so he's kind of getting back in the rhythm of the team, and he was one of the better players last year. Had a big game against us here, so that's kind of going to change the dynamic. And if you look at their scores, they were 1-9. But all those scores were close, right? They weren't getting blown out by teams. They were still able to compete without one of their better players. And they're down a little bit compared to how they've been in the past few years, but they're still North Medford. They still have a winning culture. They still expect to win, and they still have a good coach. So it's expected that no matter who we play is going to be a dogfight. Sheldon, just played South Medford. They had to hit a buzzer beater to win that game, and it's never easy to play at Sheldon. They got a bunch of football athletes that are super quick and super athletic. Maybe not great basketball specific guys, but great athletes, and they can compete. And Eric's a great coach, and he played college basketball at Eastern Oregon. His brother's a college coach in Alaska, so he's got plenty of resources as far as how to make a team work and how to get guys to buy in and how to coach. So,
tonight you guys are back here at home, and we've talked about how you guys have been kind of okay being out on the road. You guys have performed well. One that, talking about the mental aspect and the mental side of this, one that stands out to me was the home opener when you told me afterwards, I heard from the players afterwards, that maybe we put too much pressure on ourselves, knowing that it was going to be a home crowd, that we had some home fans here, friends, students, all that kind of stuff in the building to root you on. Talking about what happened at South Medford, maybe putting a little bit too much pressure on it. What's kind of your pregame message to the guys about, you got the band here tonight, you got student section, school's back in, this place hopefully will be pretty rocking. How do they kind of take that element kind of out of their head and be able to still play some solid basketball?
It goes back. We've had conversations. We had conversations the second time we played Mountain View. It was the championship game over there in Bend, and it was pretty much a home game for them, and there was lots of fans from Summit that were there because they were playing afterwards, and the gym was pretty packed, and we just talked about, a lot of times in big games everybody tries to do a little bit extra, a little bit more, right? You want to perform a little bit better, so you put more pressure on yourself, or you try to do things outside of your comfort zone. And once you start doing that, then you put yourself in a bigger position to fail. And we talk about, hey, we just need to do the simple things that you do every game that got us here. It's not going to take an extra effort by anybody. It's going to take the same effort that you've done every game that got us here, and just focus on playing within yourself. Don't do anything extra, and the game's going to come.
All right, Coach. We'll wrap it up there with you. We are getting ready for Roseburg and North Medford here tonight. A little bit of a later start on the broadcast this evening because of bus issues for North Medford on the way up here. But we're getting ready to go here in just a moment. Coach, thanks so much for the time, and a little bit more in-depth on the Roseburg basketball team here tonight.
You got time for more? What do you got?
We'll wrap it up there. Make sure we don't go too long.
Well, tomorrow night, UCC boys are at home. A lot of our guys are planning to go. We're going to have morning practice and go support the UCC Riverhawks. So come out and watch them play. They're playing well right now. I think they're 2-1 in conference and got a good squad. So
looking forward to seeing how that continues to go for Coach Leeworthy, who's got a youngster coming up in your program as well, right?
Yes, he does. He's got a freshman. So
I think You can forecast a little bit there on maybe a little bit of height coming up in your...
I try not to forecast. Once you start doing that, you get yourself in trouble.
Well, we'll hope for the best on that one. Coach, best of luck to you guys tonight.
Thank you.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
And now the starting five for your Roseburg Indians. At a guard, a 6'3" junior.
Back here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium, taking a look at tonight's starting lineups as we get ready for Roseburg and North Medford. First for the visiting North Medford Black Tornado, 4-9 on the season, 2-0 in Southwest Conference play, winners of 3 straight, led by head coach Scott Plankenhorn. Starting 5 will be Houston Klug, a junior 6'3" wing, a senior guard at 5'10", Davis Carr, a junior guard at 5'11", Andrew Plankenhorn, a senior post at 6'6", Corbin Young, and then the honorable mention All Southwest Conference selection last year, senior wing at 6'2", Antonio Orozco. On the other side for Roseburg, led by head coach Jordan Humphreys in his 4th year, they're 10-3 on the season, 0-1 in conference play. They have lost 1 as they fell in their last game, 4-1 over their last 5. Starting 5 will include second team All Southwest Conference selection, Micah Mendoza, along with senior Carter Stedman. Chase Wilder, the senior guard at 6'2", along with Boston Williams, a 5'11" senior guard, and honorable mention All Southwest Conference selection, and then a senior at 6 feet tall, a guard, Hunter Fullerton. That is your starting lineups for tonight's matchup. Roseburg coming off of a 71-59 loss at South Medford 1 week ago. And for North Medford, they're coming off of a 68-59 loss against South Eugene on Friday. The opening tip won by North Medford. They'll go right to left on your radio dial. Right to the rim was Houston Klug, and his shot is off the mark, pulled down by Carter Stedman, as Roseburg will get a stop on the opening possession. Welcome you into tonight's broadcast. Great to have you with us here for Southwest Conference play this evening on The Score. Micah Mendoza, pass away to the right side. Boston Williams bounces down into the blocks to Carter Stedman, wants to back his man in, gets a spin move, got the up and under, and his shot off the mark, rebound tipped into the hands of Plankenhorn, who brings it up the floor, pass away right side to Orozco, coming off of a couple of big 20-plus point games, gets it to Klug, drives in, and Klug rattles one through with the bank shot off the glass, and it's a 2-0 lead for North Medford. Stedman picks it up on the left wing. Into the corner for Boston Williams. Williams looking for help. Pass it away with the bounce pass to Stedman. Out to the top between the circles, Hunter Fullerton. Want to see him get going here after a tough night against South Medford a week ago. Pass into the corner. Jace Wilder, a three. Clanks off. No. Underneath, it's Mendoza with the rebound and the putback. Micah Mendoza gets Roseburg on the board. 2-2 our score in the opening minute and 15 seconds. Orozco up the floor. Straight away. Pass left side into the corner. A three is good for Davis Carr. Just saw the JV team. They were sinking threes left and right. That'll be something to watch for this North Medford team. Jace Wilder behind the back dribble to the free throw line. Left side, Boston Williams tries to answer. That hits the support up on top of the basket, and it'll be back to North Medford. North Medford comes in shooting 32% from behind the arc. Roseburg shooting 30%. Both teams will definitely like to get some shots up from behind the perimeter. Orozco, with pressure in the backcourt, gets it back to Carr into the corner for Plankenhorn. He'll dribble it out. Sports I think he's got a headband on there. Got a lot of flowing hair up there. Mop top there for Plankenhorn. Orozco out at the top, lost the handle, gets it back. Drives against Stedman to the free throw line. Back out to Plankenhorn. He lost the handle. Ball on the ground. Fight for it. Jump ball called. It'll go to Roseburg. So the possession arrow gives the Indians the basketball, trailing 5-2 here. 5:57 to go first quarter. Mendoza will bring it up the floor, working the point for Roseburg, straight through the center circle. Pass right side, taken away by Plankenhorn. He's got 1-on-2, bounce it back to Orozco. In the middle is runner no, fight underneath for the rebound. It comes down to North Medford, up and off the glass. The point good for Corbin Young. Will make it 7-2, a 5-point lead for the Black Tornado. A deep three by Hunter Fullerton, back iron no. Rebound down to Plankenhorn. Right now it's North Medford on the glass, earning that. Pass through the defense, no. Hunter Fullerton down with the rebound. Mendoza going to race up the floor, steps around a defender, and gets right to the rim, but he can't get it to fall. Was a little soft with the touch, left it short, but he does draw the whistle, our first of the night. That foul goes against Andrew Plankenhorn, first of the night for North Medford. And to the free throw line will go Roseburg's Micah Mendoza, 73% shooter. And the first one rattles out. 5:17 to go in the opening period here. Free throw shooting has been a point of contention for Roseburg. They ended up actually going 15 of 19 at the free throw line against South Medford, even though it felt like they were a little more off the mark than they were. Speaking of which, Mendoza goes 0 for 2 at the line. Stays a 5-point lead for North Medford. A pass all the way into the corner, off the mark on the three by Carr. Rebound came down to Wilder. He'll push it up the floor. It's Williams driving left side, spin back and toss it out to the top as he was losing his balance down underneath. Fullerton with it straight away. He'll pull up for the deep three. That one just a bit long. He has not dialed it in yet. Rebound down to Klug into the corner for Carr. Back out to Klug on the left wing. Pass underneath the Young. Spin move. He got free of Jace Wilder. It looked like Wilder maybe redirects the shot, but it just got a bit of the body on the shot. Heading to the line will be Corbin Young, who is a 60% free throw shooter. Coming off of a 6-point performance in the win over South Eugene last Friday. He hits the first of his 2 free throws here. Makes it a 6-point ball game in favor of North Medford. Substitutions coming in. Mark Oha and Owen Bentia into the game for the Tribe. Boston Williams and Micah Mendoza will get the first breather of the night. Second free throw, no, and a rebound ricochets to Carter Stedman. Fullerton to Jace Wilder with the right wing three. He'll splash it through. Wilder gets the first 3 of the night for Roseburg. Much needed there. Makes it a 3-point ball game. 8-5 with 4:24. Handoff out at the top. Orozco. Scoreless so far. Crossover to his right. Pulls up at the free throw line. No. Rebound down to Oha. Roseburg had a couple of players collide. Thought maybe that loose ball might be taken in by North Medford. Bentia toss it out to the top. Hunter Fullerton with the crossover, nearly lost it. Backs it out. The pass away right side to Stedman. Stedman calling out the direction for the offense as he takes it to the left side of the floor. Sets up at the wing. Pass underneath. He saw Wilder. He's passed a little bit too strong. Was taking Wilder out of bounds. He tried to save it in. It was nearly taken away by Klug, but I think he stepped on the sideline as he tried to intercept that save back in bounds by Wilder. Stedman will inbound from the far sideline. Into Wilder. Back to Bentia on the right side. To the free throw line. Backs his way in. Back out to Fullerton. Head fake. Drives right side of the lane. Jump stop. Wanted the turnaround jumper. And he gets hit on the elbow. And I think it's going to be
North Medford foul number 5. And
a foul on the floor, not a shooter for Fullerton. It's the second on Plankenhorn. One team foul on either side. It's number 5 on both rosters that have picked them up. Micah Mendoza will check back in. He comes in for Jace Wilder. Inbound, goes to Bentia. Head fake, drives in, gets in front. He tosses it off the box a bit too hard. And the rebound down to the Black Tornado, leading 8-5, 3:34 to go first quarter. Orozco out at the top, drives the left side, cut off into the corner. A three is no good by Miguel Torres. Rebound down to Stedman. 3 in the opening period for him. Crossover, Mendoza, jump stop in the lane, and they'll call a foul against the Black Tornado. Aggressive here early for North Medford. Whistled for 3 fouls so far. That'll be the first on Corbin Young. Young will get a trip to the bench. Coming in, Keenan Stewart. There's another substitution in. I think Owen Scott checked in as well, the big man at 6'8". Bentia gets free on the inbound, drives in, and with the right hand, kisses it off the glass for 2. Owen Bentia gets Roseburg back within 1. 8-7 with 3:08 to play. Pressure in the backcourt, and the ball is thrown away by Orozco. Tried to go cross court to Stewart, and he missed the target. Asher Vredenberg has checked in for Roseburg. And a timeout going to be taken down on the floor by the Tribe. With 3:05 to go in the first quarter, let's go ahead and take a 30-second timeout. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM at 1490 AM.
Remember the good old days? When you didn't have to make an appointment or wait in line for an hour just to talk to your teller. When businesses were local and gave back to the community. At Cascade Community Credit Union, there are some things will never change. We're the only credit union or bank headquartered in Douglas County, and making our members a priority has always been our priority. For easy and simplified banking, visit CCCU. No appointment, just come on in.
Out of the timeout by Roseburg. Indians basketball wearing the home white jerseys. Orange numbers on the front and the back. They try to go with the backdoor cutter. A nice wraparound bucket from Micah Mendoza. And Roseburg will take a 1-point lead, their first of the game at 9-8. 2:48 to go. Here in this opening period, right side with the basketball. That is Torres. Marked by Bentia. Pass to the middle to Scott, the big man, working against Mark Oha. His pass out to Orozco, and Antonio Orozco will draw the whistle against Asher Vredenberg. That'll be the first on Asher. Second foul against the Tribe. Orozco gets it, hands it back off to Torres, nearly lost it, ball bobbled around. It's Oha that does come away with it. He'll pass it to Mendoza, and he'll finish with the left hand. Micah with 6 in the opening period. Roseburg's got a 3-point lead. Up the floor, Torres to Orozco. He had some space on the right side, didn't take it. Defense will collapse on him now. Pass it away to Stewart. Back to Orozco, who will pull it back out. He's only played in 3 games, missed the first month of the season, but he is already averaging 19 points a game. Screen right side. Stewart dribbles into the corner. Baseline. Ball knocked out of his hands by Vredenberg. Out of bounds to the Black Tornado. Boston Williams will get a chance to come back in. Hunter Fullerton will check out with 1:54 to go here in the first. Inbound from the baseline. Goes to Orozco. Nearly lost it. Gets it back to Torres. Turnaround jumper. Ooh, smooth move in the middle for Torres. He'll get 2 to make it a 1-point ball game. 3 from the left side. Owen Bentia cashes in. He's got 5. Back to a 4-point lead, largest of the game for Roseburg. Need to see some shots dropping from long range after a tough one last Tuesday. On the road at South. Back to the top. Carr gives it away right side to Orozco. Around a screen. Switching. Oha takes him. He dribbles out. A minute 22 to go. Left-hand dribble, no-look pass into the corner to Stewart. Stewart back out to the top to Torres, and they whip it to the right side. Carr to Torres straight away. Working against Mendoza. Almost the reach for the steal. He would have had a breakaway, and you know what that means. He would have tried to throw that one down big time, get this crowd going. But Mendoza whistled for the foul, his first. And it will be I would think the third team foul against Roseburg. Still says 2 up there. First, though, on Micah Mendoza. 14-10 your score here in the first quarter. Torres, right-hand dribble. Crossover, angles to the top of the arc. Pass it away to Stewart, but gets it right back. Into the right corner for Klug. He had it poked away by Friedenberg, gets it back. Crossover, had it poked away again. Friedenberg with the steal. 1-on-2. He'll back his way in, gives it to Mendoza, and he'll put it through the basket. Micah Mendoza's been there to help out on the transition. He's got 8 in the period, and a whistle in the backcourt as Friedenberg with the full court pressure trying to get another steal there after that big takeaway to give Roseburg a 6-point lead. Friedenberg will take a seat with his 2 fouls here in the first quarter. It'll be inbound from the end of the North Medford bench. Lobbed it in. Chasing it down is Torres. Working against Doha. Walks it across the timeline. Bounce it away. Coming to get it was Klug. Big guy there. Klug at 6'3". He's lengthy. Out to the right side. A 3. Big one there. That is Torres. He's got 5 here in the opening period. And he gets a big 3 to make it a 3-point ball game. 16-13. Down to 20 seconds to play. Roseburg looking to try and hold for the final shot as they set up the offense in the half court. Mendoza goes left side. Got contact. He gets the bucket to fall. And Micah Mendoza's heading to the line for a 3-point opportunity. Micah Mendoza puts Roseburg up by 5 as we give you a replay for those watching online at 541radio.com and on our YouTube channel at 1490 The Score. The and one free throw falls through. 1 of 3 at the line for Micah Mendoza. 19-13, 6-point lead again. North Medford losing his footing was Miguel Torres in the backcourt. He was stuck with no one to help him, and that forces a timeout out by head coach Scott Plankenhorn and the North Medford Black Tornado. We're going to go ahead and keep it here real quick. And we've got 5.3 seconds to go in the opening period. Roseburg leading 19-13. I've got Micah Mendoza down for 11. Yeah, that looks right. 11 for him here in this opening period. That's big. Love to see when that junior gets going. Second team All-Southwest Conference selection last year. Came in averaging 16.5 points a game. That puts him at number 4 in the conference in overall scoring. Inbound out of the timeout for North Medford. Nearly taken away. Owen Scott gets it. Ball tipped into the corner. Driving baseline. A wraparound. Lay in. Will fall at the last second for Davis Carr. He gets one to go through. It's a 4-point game as we go to the second quarter. At the end of one, it's 19-15. Roseburg in front. Back after a 60-second timeout on 541radio.com and on The Score. 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
At Douglas County Farmers Co-op, we want your four-legged friends to be healthy and happy. That's why we stock a carefully curated selection of pet, equine, and livestock supplies. From the premium foods your pets crave to grooming and show supplies that help you shine in the show ring, you'll find it at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our knowledgeable staff are here to help with those tough pet and livestock care questions. Stop by or shop at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
Second quarter action here from Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. 19-15 our score. Roseburg in front. Ooh, there's an offensive. Owen Scott going to get called for using his off arm to try and just shove off Micah Mendoza, and he'll get called for the personal foul there. Turnover by North Medford to start the second quarter. Roseburg leading by 4. Their largest lead was 6 in the opening period. Medford leading by 6 as well. Jace Wilder will try and drive left side. He gets his shot redirected by Scott. It goes out to Hunter Fullerton. His shot no good. Rebound tipped out of the hands of Klug. And it'll be North Medford basketball. Tonight's game brought to you by Cascade Community Credit Union, belong to Douglas County. Torres, Stewart, Carr, Klug, and Scott out there on the floor for North Medford as they try to go with a bit of a taller roster. They're big guys out there, Klug and Scott. Torres draws it out. Double team. Dribbles left hand, toss it into the middle to Stewart. He gets the shot, but he can't get the first attempt. He'll get it on the second. It's a 2-point ball game, 19-17. Roseburg with Stedman, Mendoza. Mendoza launches a right wing three, and he's feeling it tonight. Gets another there. He's up to 14 as he puts Roseburg in the 20s. 22-17, 5-point lead. Stewart driving in. Stops on the right side of the lane underneath to Scott, who gets hit from the backside by Wilder. That'll be his second. Unless they called it against Mendoza, it would be his second. It is Wilder, though. Right now you've got Stedman, Williams, Fullerton, Mendoza, and Wilder on the floor. That's your starting 5 for Roseburg. Getting a chance to shoot 2 will be Owen Scott. He is a 38% free throw shooter. And he hits the first. Beating the odds there. Tonight's game brought to you by DC Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop. Antonio Orozco he is not into the game. He's waiting to check in for the shooter, it looks like. 2 of 2 at the line. Definitely beating the odds there for Owen Scott. Makes it a 3-point ball game. He'll head to the bench. Orozco out there, along with Easton Curtis, has checked in for the first time, a sophomore. He had a couple of big buckets in the JV game, I noticed. He looks familiar. Out at the top, Torres reaching. Stedman finds an open Boston Williams for 3. It's a long rebound down to Mendoza. He'll try to go right back up from underneath, too far underneath. And it's Orozco that comes away with the rebound. He'll force it into the corner. It's a deep 3 off the back iron. No. Rebound down to Klug. Tried to go back up. Has it taken away by Mendoza. And they whistle in the backcourt. Mendoza ends up on the ground. His team comes to get him. Torres trying to make his case as he gets, I think they whistle actually Klug on the foul. And it'll be his second. So you've got Torres, Stewart, Klug, Orozco, and Curtis out there on the floor for the Black Tornado. Stedman races into the front court after getting the inbound from in front of the scorer's table. To the free throw line for Bentia. Hands it off to Fullerton. Shoots a 3. Got some contact. He can't get the shot to fall. Still scoreless tonight is Hunter Fullerton. 3-point ball game, though. Roseburg in front, 22-19. 6:04 to go second quarter. Torres drives into the lane. Stops. Pass back out to Orozco. He fires it into the corner. No look. Back out to Torres on the left wing. And North will reset. One-hand pass into the Curtis in the right corner. He drives to the elbow. Kicks back out to Orozco. Left hand, Orozco driving in, airborne, 2-hand pass into the corner, touch pass out to the man at the top, Klug. He gets redirected out of bounds by Bentia. And I think the bench for North Medford kind of caught it out of the corner of my eye, frustrated that guys aren't taking open looks at threes and instead are trying to pass it up. Inbound goes to Klug. He'll pull up for the jumper, and the bank is open for Houston Klug. Knocks one through, makes it a 1-point ball game, 22-21. Fullerton driving, trying to get to the rim. He'll finish with the left hand. If the long shot's not dropping, Hunter will take it to the rim and finishes there. 24-21, 5:20 to go. Spin move. Torres into the middle, loses the handle. It's Mendoza out in front, one-on-one. He'll lay it in. He makes the smart play. That's not always the case, but he used the smart play there. Wanted the emphatic dunk. Instead, will use the finger roll to make sure he gets the 2. 26-21, 5-point game. Orozco gets bumped to the floor by Mendoza, who will pick up his second. Antonio Orozco Tough night right here for him so far. Still scoreless. Into the game comes Andrew Plankenhorn for Miguel Torres. Micah Mendoza will get a breather. Mark Oha will check into the game here on construction night. The bum squad over there in their high-vis orange and yellow, making sure that they're supporting the team. Supporting the team on the inbound pass, Easton Curtis will knock down a three. Makes it a 2-point game, 26-24 is North. And they can hit from behind the arc. Driving in, scoop shot with the English off the glass for two. Owen Bentia, 28-24. Owen Bentia with the finish there. He goes to the line for the three-point opportunity. He makes it 28-24. And looking to make it 29-24. And he will. Bentia, 63% shooter, knocks down the and one. 5-point ball game. Plankenhorn will get whistled. He had the catch just across midcourt, tried to fire it up the floor, knew that Hunter Fullerton was coming to help him, coming to defend him, and he tossed it up the floor. Didn't have the basketball in his hands, but he barreled right through Hunter Fullerton, who takes the charge. Player control foul. It's the third on Plankenhorn. He's got to go to the bench, and he's frustrated about that one. 4:38 to play. Davis Carr back into the game for North Medford. And for Andrew Plankenhorn, and with his three fouls. Timeout taken by Roseburg. They take a 60. We'll take it as well. Let's take a 30-second timeout here. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
For over 100 years, Douglas County Farmers Co-op has been serving the needs of farmers, ranchers, and homeowners throughout Southern Oregon. Here, everyone is welcome. When you shop with us, you can expect good people, good products, and good advice. No membership needed. Just bring yourself, and we'll provide the expertise and products you need to tackle your next project. Douglas County Farmers Co-op, where everyone is welcome to shop.
Great to have the Roseburg Pep Band back in the building for the home games. First one for them with the boys. And the Bum Squad is showing up here tonight as well. And it's a pretty packed gym here tonight. Good to see. Everybody had plenty of time to get here to the gym with the late start. Tonight's game is brought to you by Good Vibration Solutions for home theater and automotive audio. You can feel it at Good Vibes. Out of the timeout, Roseburg with the basketball. Fake the handoff, driving in. Boston Williams hangs in the air. Double clutch and falls it through. Puts Roseburg at 31. It's a 7-point lead, largest in the game for Roseburg. Out at the top, Carr hands it off to Curtis. Back to Orozco, out at the center circle. Crossover to the right hand. Whips the pass into the corner. Klugen open three. It's short. Rebound tipped around. It's Oha that comes up with it. And then tries to pass it up the floor. Tipped out of bounds by Curtis into the stands, right past the scorer's table. Exactly 4 minutes to play here in this second quarter. Feels like it's been a long second quarter already. I really thought we were closer to halftime. Oha with the inbound. Into the backcourt to Stedman. Working against Carr. The senior into the front court with the left hand. Bounce it to the elbow. Bentia hands it off to Oha. Back to Fullerton. Fullerton one-on-one. He drives left side. Too strong. Stedman with the big rebound underneath. He goes back up, but his shot is blocked. Fight for it underneath, and it's North Medford that comes away with it. Pass up the floor. Tipped out of bounds by Boston Williams. It'll be an inbound from the scorer's table for Nolan Kelly, who has come into the game. Inbound to Carr. Bounce it to Orozco at the right elbow. He gets to the free throw line. Turnaround jumper, and Orozco will have his first points of the night on a free throw jumper. 31-26, 5-point ball game. Into the middle, Stedman back out to Williams. He'll drive baseline, gets airborne off the glass. No, can't get his own rebound from the floor. He was sitting on his rear end trying to get that offensive board, and now a whistle out near midcourt. And Roseburg looks like it's going to be heading into the bonus. Over the penalty, it is North Medford into the bonus. 17 fouls against Roseburg. Both teams are actually in the bonus, I should say. Just look up. North Medford has 8. So at the free throw line will be Davis Carr, and he's not the guy you want to put at the line. 80% shooter, although he's short on the front end. How is it the 30% shooter hit 2 of them, and the 80% shooter hits none? Mark Oha, deep 3 from the left side. Back iron, no. Underneath, it's Kelly with the rebound. He'll get it back, brings it up the floor. Cross up the middle, no-look pass to Curtis in the corner. He drives in, bounces it into the middle. Kelly tries to hook it out into the corner, back out to the top to Orozco. 2:48 to go in the second quarter. To the ground went Keegan Cleary, who has checked into the game. Out to the top, Cleary. He's been a great defender off the bench, marking Orozco here. Orozco back to the left elbow, pass to Klug on the right corner. He drives baseline, gets caught underneath. Travel. Tried to establish himself there on the baseline and just shuffled his feet. Into the front court. Stedman hands it off to Fullerton, and they call an offensive. Not quite the shove off that Owen Scott got called for earlier in the game. Fullerton kind of lowered his head and his shoulder into the defender and got whistled for it there. 31-26, pressure in the backcourt. Orozco nearly had it taken away. Gets it to Curtis up the floor. 3-on-1. Bentia the only guy there. Curtis will be the one to put it through. 31-28, 3-point ball game. Oha tries to drive, gets cut off. Back to Stedman. He gets bumped. And that will be Nolan Kelly that's whistled for that one. And this will be free throws here for Carter Stedman. He heads to the free throw line with exactly 2 minutes to play in the ball game. It'll be a 1-and-1. If he hits the first, we'll take a legal ID here if he gets the first one. He does not. So we'll hang right here. We'll try to get that legal ID for you in just a moment. Whistle there. Let's go ahead and pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg basketball on the score.
Roseburg foul number 24, Hunter Fullerton. 1-and-1, Davis Carr.
Foul was called on Hunter Fullerton. He heads to the bench with his 2 personals. It'll be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Davis Carr. He missed on his last opportunity at the 1-and-1. And he will miss again. Bentia comes up with the rebound and is fouled in the act. So we'll walk at the other side of the floor.
North Medford foul number 25, Nolan Kelly. Owen Bentia at the line to shoot.
It'll be Owen Bentia getting a chance to shoot 2 here. Tonight's game also brought to you by Abby's Legendary Pizza, a legendary pizza tradition. Bentia, 2 of 2 at the line now.
Corbin Young into the North Medford lineup.
With the first make, will earn himself a second.
Along with Miguel Torres.
Easton Curtis will check out of the game for North Medford. Miguel Torres back into the game. Also, Corbin Young is in for Nolan Kelly. Second free throw for the right-handed shooter, Owen Bentia. He gets them both. 33-28, 5-point ball game, under 2 to play here in the first half. Orozco switches, angles to the right side, brings it back out and will bounce it away to Torres. On the right wing with it. Carr out to Torres. He wasn't looking for it, nearly lost it. Now a scramble, picks up his dribble, gets it to Young. Young pass right side to Orozco. Little mishaps there for North Medford. Torres back out. They work it around to the far side to Orozco on the right wing. Looks for the cutter. Instead goes to the free throw line with it. Young high off the glass. No, Stedman is the only man underneath. He's got the board. Behind the back dribble. Almost lost it, but he managed somehow to keep a hang of it. A 3 by Bentia. He's feeling it here in the first half. A big 3 for the sophomore. 36-28, an 8-point game, largest lead of the night for Roseburg. Under a minute to play. Orozco pass left corner, 3 by Carr. No, and Bentia gets the board. A huge first half for the sophomore Owen Bentia. Fake the handoff. Nobody keeps with Carter Stedman, and he drives right to the iron and finishes to stretch it to 10. 36 seconds to go. No timeout for North. They'll keep playing. Left corner, Klug drives baseline, gets airborne, out to Carr for a three. This time from the right side, he'll knock it down. Carr makes it a 7-point ball game. 22 seconds. Crossover. Stedman gets into the middle, and almost a circus shot for the and one, but Stedman will go to the line for the free throws. 38-31. Carter Stedman will go to the line. He'll get a chance to shoot two. That one goes against Houston Klug, who's got 3 fouls. That's a couple of players with 3 fouls. Klug and Plankenhorn both with 3 fouls already in the first half. Carter Stedman gets the first of 2. He is only a 35% free throw shooter. Knocks that one down. He's 50% at the line here tonight. He has been improving on that number. Not necessarily a scorer, but he is a guy that is a glue guy, does a heck of a lot out there, and he knocks down both here. Makes it 40-31. Orozco, pitch and catch in the backcourt with Torres. Get it across the timeline, back to Torres. Torres, double team. Cleary's out there marking him, and Cleary will get whistled for the blocking foul. And it's going to send Miguel Torres to the free throw line. He is a 50% shooter. Torres coming in averaging 4.8 a game. He's got 5 already, all of them in the first quarter. 7.7 seconds to play. Cleary picked up his first. It'll be double bonus here. So 2 free throw shots coming up for Torres. He hits the first. Micah Mendoza will check in for Owen Bentia. Carter Stedman gets a breather as well. Keegan Cleary to the bench. So you've got Fullerton, Oha, Williams, Bentia, and Mendoza all on the floor for the final 7.7. Second free throw rattles through for Torres. Timeout. So it'll be a 30-second timeout taken by North Medford. Let's take one as well. 30-second break on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
From a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations, top of the hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
40-32, Roseburg in front by 8. 7.7 seconds to go out of the timeout. Roseburg drawing up a play to try and get one off here in the final 7 seconds. Full court press coming from North Medford. Roseburg sets it up. They've got some streakers going down the floor. It'll go to Williams. 6 seconds as he crosses midcourt. To the right side, gets it to Wilder. The shot at the horn, no. And at the break, it'll be 40-32. Roseburg in front of North Medford. And we've got your halftime show coming up. We'll take a 2-minute timeout and recap the first half of tonight's contest here on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah!
Be great.
Participate!
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with the News Review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with Lotus Media Group, LLC.com.
Welcome back to Robertson Memorial Gymnasium tonight, the site for the Southwest Conference matchup between the Roseburg boys and the North Medford Black Tornado. At our halftime break, our score is 40-32. Right now, Roseburg in front of North Medford. North Medford coming in on a 3-game winning streak, 2-0 in conference play. Roseburg had a 7-game winning streak snapped as they lost to South Medford last Tuesday. So they come in with 1 loss in their last game. They are 4-1 in their last 5. They're 0-1 in conference play, looking for that first win of the conference season. They're in a good shape here at halftime, leading by 8. Largest lead was 10 for Roseburg in that first half. North Medford took the early lead. The Black Tornado leading by as many as 6 in the opening 8 minutes. But Roseburg storming its way back. They led by as many as 6 in the first quarter, and it was 19-15 at the end of 1. Roseburg would keep the pressure on early in the second quarter, able to stretch it out to a 10-point lead. I believe it was 28-18 was the score at its largest lead in this matchup. But Roseburg outscores North Medford 21-17 in the second quarter, helping them extend their lead here in this matchup. Our score at the break is 40-32. Coming up, we'll take a look at the stats from the first half. We'll get you individual scoring and some other numbers from the first half of tonight's ballgame. Don't forget to stick around in the postgame show. When we wrap this one up tonight, we'll have our Mountain Mike's Pizza player of the game. Mountain Mike's Pizza the way it ought to be. Stop by to fill up after home games and come by to watch the live stream during the away games. That's Mountain Mike's. Also, stick around in the postgame where we announce our rebound leader for tonight. It's your Colorcraft in the Paint rebound leader, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. When it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft, they're a paint store, not a paint department. We'll take a quick 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll look at individual scoring from the first half of tonight's ballgame. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage.
Working from a hot tin shed, Paul W. Klipsch, genius and maverick, designed and hand-built his first commercial loudspeaker with the intention of bringing live music right into your living room. Today, we still make them like we used to, by hand, with passion, with pride. Klipsch Heritage Loudspeakers.
Give Klipsch Heritage speakers a listen at Good Vibrations. Top of the Hill, Northeast Stevens in Roseburg.
Find everything you need to enjoy the outdoors at home or on the road at Douglas County Farmers Co-op. Our garden center has what you need to create an oasis at home, from patio furniture to plants and everything in between. And whether you're barbecuing at home or tailgating at the game, we stock the best products from Yeti, Traeger, and Weber. Stop by or shop online at DouglasCountyFarmersCoop.com.
I want to say thanks to everybody tuning in to join us for tonight's broadcast on our YouTube channel, 1490 The Score. We also have it embedded at our website at 541radio.com. Thanks for tuning in and joining us for this matchup. Happy that you found the broadcast here on this evening's contest between Roseburg and North Medford. We'll have your second half coming up here in just a little bit, but we will go ahead and take a look at individual scoring from the first half in this one. For the North Medford Black Tornado, leading the way with 8 points in the ballgame is Davis Carr. 7 points for Miguel Torres. 5 points for Keenan Stewart. You have 4 points for Houston Klug, and then 3 points for Corbin Young, 2 for Antonio Orozco, Owen Scott with 2 as well, and Keenan Stewart with 2. In the first half, North Medford 5 of 7 at the line, and they made 4 3-pointers. On the other side for Roseburg, a game-high 16 points for Micah Mendoza. Mendoza really exploded in the first period with 11. He's got 16. He's got a season high of 29, so that's a number to watch there. He has hit his scoring average, though, of 16.5. He's pretty much right there. 13 points in the first half for Owen Bentia. He's got a season high of 18 points. Something to watch. He's hit a couple of threes, hit 8 points in the second quarter. Then you've got 4 points for Carter Stedman, 3 points for Jace Wilder, 2 points for Boston Williams, and 2 points for Hunter Fullerton. Roseburg with 6 of 9 in the first half from the free throw line. And they knocked down 4 threes in the first half as well. So again, our score here at the break, it is 40-32. Roseburg on top of North Medford at halftime. Teams are both out back on the floor getting ready for the second half. Taking a quick look at your Southwest Conference standings coming into tonight's action. South Medford and North Medford were tied at 2-0 at the top of the conference. Grants Pass and Sheldon were 1-1. Roseburg and South Eugene both 0-1, and then Willamette at 0-2 in conference play. Tonight, South Eugene at Willamette, so one of those teams will get their first conference win. Grants Pass at South Medford, and the team not playing tonight is Sheldon. 7 teams in the conference this year, so an odd number. That means most nights in the conference, there's one team that will have the night off. Coming up next for Roseburg, they'll be they'll be hosting Willamette coming up on Friday night here at Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. For the North Medford Black Tornado, their next game is going to be at home against Sheldon coming up on Friday as well. Getting ready for the start of the second half. For North Medford, yeah, I just confirmed, wearing a headband, Plankenhorn. Saw him adjusting it. It gets lost in the mop top he's got out there. That's a do that I have sported at times in my younger years. You've got Plankenhorn out there along with Carr, Klug. That is Corbin Young. And Orozco. That'll be your starters for North Medford to begin the second half. Roseburg will start with the basketball, moving right to left on your radio dial, and the first pass is stolen away. It's Davis Carr that comes up, then he turns, trying to expect the defense and dribble it off of Mendoza's foot. Roseburg gets it back. Driving in, Boston Williams, offensive foul. Second for Boston in the ball game. 8-point score. 3 timeouts left for both sides. That'll be the first foul in the second half for Roseburg. Roseburg with Fullerton, Williams, Wilder, Stedman, and Mendoza on the floor to start the second half, their original starting 5. Plankenhorn steps into a 3. No rebound, tipped out to Boston Williams. Roseburg will get the stop, bring it up the floor. Back to Fullerton. Right side, wants to split the defense, pass it out to Stedman, out to the top to Williams. Drives in, got free, goes right to the rim, and Boston Williams lays it in for an easy 2 and back to a 10-point lead for Roseburg. Into the corner. Head fake, Carr drives in, gets airborne, and gets it to roll over the iron. Back to an 8-point game. 42-34, 7:06. Deep 3 by Mendoza, a little flat off the iron into the hands of Klug. He'll push it up the floor quickly, but runs right over Boston Williams, and that'll be the 4th on Houston Klug. Player control foul. Gives it back to Roseburg. He had a cutter to the rim, probably for an easy bucket, but down hard went Boston Williams. Miguel Torres will check in for Houston Klug. Averages in double figures tonight, just 4 points for him as he heads to the bench. Jace Wilder will inbound from in front of the Black Tornado bench. Fullerton comes to get it in the backcourt. Third quarter action here from Roseburg High. Looking right side, Fullerton to Wilder in the right corner, down to Mendoza in the blocks, gets underneath. His leaner is just a bit off the mark. Orozco got the rebound, forces it up the floor, pass tipped around by Stedman, and then poked out of the hands. Wilder knocks it away. Stedman with the steal, up the floor to Mendoza, saves it back out to Wilder, who gets hit by Torres. Turns to look at the official and can't believe it. Neither can Scott Plankenhorn and his assistant coaches on the bench. They're all hollering, how did we not get that call down on one side? And you guys call it on the other side. First foul on Torres. Inbound to Stedman, across the floor to Mendoza. Wants to attack left side, tried to split in the defense, but it's taken away by Plankenhorn. Up to Carr, back to Plankenhorn, sets up for the 3, and he knocks it down. Plankenhorn with his first points of the night. Big one there for North Medford. They trail 42-37. Shot off the mark for Wilder. Rebound down to Orozco. Baseball pass down the floor to Torres. He'll get the bucket and a foul. Torres goes up and is hit hard by Jace Wilder. Wilder picks up his 3rd. 2 team fouls against either side. Torres to the line for the 3-point play and a chance to make it a 2-point ball game. Roseburg had it at a 10-point game here in this third quarter. Couldn't keep it. Underneath the rebound, going to call the foul against Orozco, trying to step in underneath the Micah Mendoza. And Orozco can't believe the whistle. So it's a 3-point ball game. Nice little run here for North Medford to get back in this one. Mendoza left side. Roseburg a couple of turnovers the last couple of times down the floor. Dribbles into left corner. Mendoza drawing some defense. Will pass underneath. Cleared things up for Boston Williams as he works underneath. And he's got the soft touch on the floater. 44-39. Torres at the free throw line. Left side. His shot rolls off. Pulled down by Mendoza. Up the floor to Fullerton. Nearly lost his balance. Somehow got it to Stedman. Somehow gets the turnaround shot. It didn't look pretty, but Roseburg makes it work, and they're on a quick run to stretch it back out to a 7-point lead. 46-39, 5:18. Stolen by Wilder in the backcourt. Plankenhorn with his 4 fouls can't do anything about it, and Wilder lays it in. And it's back to a 9-point game, and now Roseburg steals it away again. They force the pass up the floor. Stedman will attack. He wanted to get the 5th on Plankenhorn. He couldn't. The rebound came down to Plankenhorn up the floor, and a foul on Mendoza as Davis Carr gets walloped into the padding on the baseline. I like the idea by Stedman, although he could have possibly pulled it back out and gotten it to some help after the steal, but he went right to Plankenhorn trying to get him out of the game. Actually, Plankenhorn has 3. It's Klug with 4. It's Plankenhorn that has 3. They're trying to get him his 4th. Free throw off the mark for Davis Carr. He is 0 for 2 at the line, the 80% shooter. Second free throw coming. He's got it. 1 of 3 at the line tonight for Davis Carr. 48-40. Micah Mendoza will check out of the game. Marco Hobb comes in off the bench for substitution of the second half. Fullerton will walk it up through the center circle. Roseburg in front by 8, nearing the midway point of the third quarter. Oha on the left corner. Out to Williams, head fake, drives, got free, and lays it in. Got right around Orozco. And Williams with 6 points in the period. Back to a 10-point lead for Roseburg. Pass left side, Orozco, marked by Oha. Almost thought he might get whistled. Pass across the floor, a 3 by Torres. That one clanks out, rebound down to Stedman, his 7th in the ballgame. Passes it up the floor to Wilder, no whistle, and he lays it in. North Medford can't believe no whistle there, and I'm almost kind of in agreement with them. I'm surprised there wasn't. 52-40, 12-point lead. Roseburg harassing North in the backcourt again. One-hand pass out to a right side 3 by Carr. No. Stedman there for another board. Gets it to Fullerton. He brings it in the front court. Behind the back dribble. Pass left side to Oha. He goes baseline, gets free, and easily lays it in. And the defense faltering for North Medford. They can't stay in front of their guys, and it forces a timeout for Scott Plankenhorn and the Black Tornado. 54-40 your score with 3:53 to play in the third quarter. We'll go ahead and take a 30-second timeout on 541radio.com and on the score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
To us, pizza the way it ought to be isn't just our slogan. It's our promise and our passion to give you the best dining experience and the best tasting pizza you expect. For over 40 years, we've been making pizza the way it ought to be. Handmade with the freshest and finest ingredients. Our dough is made fresh daily, and we use 100% whole milk mozzarella cheese and toppings edge to edge. There's pizza, and then there's Mountain Mike's Pizza. Pizza the way it ought to be.
.353 to go in the third quarter. Tonight's game brought to you by Fisher's Hearth and Home, serving Douglas County for over 30 years with the largest selection of wood, gas, pellet, and electric stoves and fireplaces in the area. Out of the timeout by North Medford. They'll have the basketball trailing by 14, 54-40. Orozco, quiet night for him. He's the number 1 leading scorer in league games in the Southwest Conference. Passes it away. Out to the top, Torres. From the top of the key, backs it back out. Got cut off. Wilder marking him. Bounce it away. Carr with it. Left of the key, out beyond the perimeter. Against Oha, pass it away. In the corner, Torres a 3. No, clanks out into the hands of Fullerton. Roseburg comes away with the stop. One opportunity. Things open wide up. Fullerton drove in. He got knocked to the floor. Stedman was there for the offensive board. His putback, no. 2-on-1 around the defender. The lay-in doesn't fall for Carr, and then Wilder called for the foul as he tries to swat it away from behind. It's Torres that'll head to the line for 2. That'll be the 4th on Jace Wilder. Micah Mendoza will check back in, it looks like, most likely for Wilder. Going to be one of the substitutions coming up here. Torres at the line getting a chance to shoot 2. Fullerton went coast to coast and had an opportunity. He saw the opening. The defense for North Medford closed quickly. He kind of barreled through it. No whistle. He missed the shot. Stedman got the rebound. He couldn't get it to fall. And that's what led to the run out there for North Medford. First one goes through for Torres. Second one good as well. 54-42. Owen Bentia breaks out down the floor. 1-on-1. He gets a shot blocked. He got his own rebound and goes back up and is able to draw the whistle against Keenan Stewart. Roseburg with Oha, Bentia, Mendoza, Fullerton, and Stedman on the floor. Boston Williams and Jace Wilder were the ones that checked out at that last substitution. Owen Bentia will go to the line to shoot 2 here. He does get the first. That's the second foul on Stewart. 4-4 at the line for Bentia. 55-42, adding a second shot here. It rattles around and drops through. 56-42, back to a 14-point lead for Roseburg. Orozco into the middle, pass into the right corner, back out. Plankenhorn drives left side, gives it away at the elbow. Keenan Stewart drives in, got airborne, and will draw the foul. Can't get the shot to fall. So he went with the up and scoop shot. Got airborne, hung in the air. Head to the line to shoot two. Keenan Stewart, no free throw attempts yet tonight. He shoots 52% from the line. The right-hander hits the first. Tonight's ball game is sponsored by Flyaway Travel. When you're ready to take that dream trip, contact the travel experts at Travel Leader Flyaway Travel and make sure you have an agent in your corner during these complicated travel times. Call Flyaway Travel at 672-5701. Both free throws go through for Stewart. 56-44. Pass into the middle. Down in the blocks, Stedman trying to work against Torres. Quick spin move back out to Oha. Oha at the top. Step back for the three from straight away. No, underneath whistle. And it's against North Medford. They call that one on Torres. Miguel Torres, the junior, picks up his second. 5 teams fouls on either side. Stedman will get a chance to get a breather. Vredenberg is into the game. He missed most of the first half with a couple of fouls. Get his first taste of the second half. Driving baseline, Hunter Fullerton a little too strong as he got around the defense. Jumble around on the rebound. Vredenberg couldn't pull it down. North Medford in transition around the defender. That ball dancing on the back of the iron. It doesn't fall through for Stewart. He tried to save it back in. It goes right to Mendoza. He goes left side around the defender, but he got a little bit of contact and was short with the shot. North with it, trailing 56-44. Orozco pass underneath, tipped away by Fullerton. And Fullerton using his leg to try and keep Keenan Stewart away from that basketball. He gets whistled for the blocking foul. I've got that down for his third. It is 16 foul against Roseburg. 2:03 to go in the third quarter. Torres gets it to Orozco. He goes right to the rim against Vredenberg. Banks it in. 10-point ball game. 56-46. Oha attacking, and he has it stripped away by Stewart. Up the floor to Orozco. Working against Mendoza. He finishes with the right hand with a lot of pressure on him. And Orozco, quiet first half with just 2 points, gets 4 quickly, and he makes it an 8-point ball game. North Medford chipping away at the deficit, forcing a timeout by Roseburg. We'll take a 30-second break as well. This is Roseburg basketball on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Eight-point contest, 56-48. Roseburg in front of North Medford, looking for their first conference win of the season. Carter Stedman dribbles right side, gets it to Vredenberg in the corner, goes opposite of his screen, pass out to Williams. Pump fake, tries to drive, cut off at the elbow, into the left corner. Micah Mendoza, first points of the second half, hits a big three, makes it an 11-point ball game. 59-48, pass up the floor to Stewart. Left side against Vredenberg from the free throw line into the corner. Torres from the right side, back out to the top. Plankenhorn gets it out near the center circle. He'll look right side, bounce it away in the right corner. Orozco backs his way in against Stedman, bounces it back out to Stewart. Stewart wants to work right side. Will get a whistle and the bucket. Keenan Stewart muscles his way into the paint and draws the whistle on Asher Vredenberg. That'll be his third. And the bucket falls in, and a chance at the three-point play here for Stewart. The sophomore wing averaging 4.9 a game. He's got 4 in the period, 6 on the night, looking to make it 7. And he will. Back to an 8-point ball game. 59-51. Roseburg's led by as many as 14. Bentia, left wing, out to the top, to the free throw line, trying to go around Stewart. High off the glass, no. Friedenberg came in, but whistled for another foul as he tried to come in for the rebound and goes over the back of the rebounder underneath. So Friedenberg will be whistled for his 4th. And we're into the bonus for North Medford as Roseburg over the penalty with 8 fouls. That's early in this ballgame. Still got the entire 4th quarter to go. That could work in North Medford's favor, a 64% shooting free throw team. So going to the line, Miguel Torres, and I think Coach Humphreys is the one. He's not saying that's the guy that should be shooting. The officials talking about it here. Miguel Torres was the guy that they sent to the free throw line, but they may correct that here. So who goes to the free throw line? It'll still be Torres that get a chance to shoot here. Miguel Torres 4 for 4 at the stripe. Officials get together. They come to the conclusion on the call. Torres will hit the first, so he'll earn a second. Trying to cut it down to a 6-point ball game. Mark Oha comes in for Asher Friedenberg. He's not happy with himself that he's picking up those fouls quickly. His minutes have been limited due to foul trouble. And he'll sit down with the judge. Robert Johnson will have a quick conversation with him on the bench. Second free throw for Torres does go through. Big 3rd quarter for Miguel Torres, the junior. 59-53, 6-point game. Roseburg and North Medford going back and forth. Mark Oha driving in. The scoop lay-in from the left side. Mark Oha, 4 points in the period, gets one to fall. 8-point game. 61-53, 20 seconds to play. Carr in the right corner. Dribbles out to Orozco. To Blankenhorn out between the circles. 13 seconds, down to 10 seconds. Orozco gets it, turns, goes right, into the middle. Contact, doesn't get the shot to fall. Bentia with the rebound. Pressure in the backcourt, 3 seconds. Stedman, a deep 3 at the buzzer, goes! A 3-pointer for Carter Stedman at the buzzer falls, and it is 64-53. Roseburg in front as we head to the 4th quarter here on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM. Hey there, sports fans. Thanks for watching this local sporting event online at 541radio.com. Did you know there's more than one way to watch games online? You can watch games on your laptop or desktop computer, your tablet, or even your smartphone just by going to 541radio.com. But we also use YouTube to stream all of our video broadcasts, which means you could be watching this game on your big screen TV with a number of different streaming devices. You can stream our live YouTube broadcast through your PlayStation or Xbox gaming device, or through streaming devices like Google Chromecast, Apple TV, or Roku. There's plenty of ways to follow this live local sporting event. Plus, you can find past events archived on 1490 The Score's YouTube channel. Find us on YouTube and subscribe today to keep up with the latest in local sports coverage. Start of the 4th quarter, 64-53. Roseburg in front by 11. It'll be North Medford to start with the basketball. Orozco bounce it off to Torres. The Black Tornadoes moving left to right on your radio dial. Orozco driving in. The shot was blocked by Williams, but Boston whistled for the foul. He's got that down as his 3rd. They put up the wrong number on the board there. First free throw for Orozco is off the mark.
That foul was on number 1, Mark Oha.
They change it to Mark Oha, who picks up his first.
Antonio Orozco.
Orozco at the line for a second free throw. He'll get that one. 1 out of 2 at the stripe for Orozco, makes it a 10-point game, 64-54. Some pressure in the backcourt by the Black Tornado. Things open up. Stedman into the corner for Williams. Boston will hit one. And Boston Williams makes it a 13-point ball game, 67-54. Pass to the right side. Carr tries to answer. He will. Davis Carr hits a big three to make it a 10-point ball game again. Roseburg almost turned it over in the backcourt. Micah Mendoza will sprint it up the floor. Whistle and a foul on the floor on North Medford. Just the 6th team foul against the Black Tornado.
North Medford foul number 24, Antonio Orozco.
That'll go against Orozco. It will be a baseline inbound for the Tribe. Out to Bentia. He's got a look at a three from just left of the top of the arc. And Owen Bentia hits his 3rd of the game. It's a 13-point ball game. A short 2 by Carr, and he's off the mark. Rebound down to the Black Tornado. A 3 from the left side. Torres having a nice night. He gets a big answer. Back to a 10-point ball game. 6:52 to go in the contest. Stedman with it out at the top. He'll draw it out. Drives right side against Plankenhorn. Wants to drive in, draws the defense. A right corner 3 off the mark by Williams. And Stewart comes up with the rebound. He'll push the action up the floor into the front court. Angles to the left side. They revert it to the right side. Orozco gets to the right side, left side of the lane. Pass it back out to Blankenhorn. Blankenhorn playing with his 3 fouls. We'll pass it away to Torres. Marked by Stedman. Clock ticking down to 6:16. Right side, Plankenhorn wanted the 3, too closely marked by Williams. Orozco drives in, spin move. He gets to the rim and will finish. And Orozco starting to fire things up here in the second half. A deep 3 by Bentia. He's got another one. He's got 4 in the ball game. Makes it a 15-point ball game. A 3 on the other side, off the mark by Carr. And underneath the rebound, last touch by North Medford. I think I might have given 2 points to the wrong team in there. It's 73-62. I think I gave 2 to Roseburg. That's why we had the difference there. So not a 15-point ball game. Back to 11. But Roseburg with the basketball after the miss by Carr. Mendoza will get it into the front court before the 10-second count. Gets into the lane and finishes right at the iron. He can elevate, and that shot should be just routine for him. Pass in the backcourt, knocked away by Wilder. He gets the steal. Into the corner, Bentia, another one? No, back iron, and the rebound knocked around. Fullerton tried to tip it to a teammate, couldn't. Torres with it, passes it away. Orozco finishes on the left side. 75-64, 11-point ball game. A 3 by Bentia. That one's short. Biddle get his own rebound. A foul called. Bentia had it and then was knocked across the baseline. Lost his handle as he was going down, but they whistle the foul. And both teams into the bonus now. Over the penalty for North Medford with 7 fouls. That one goes against Houston Klug, who will check out as he had 5 fouls. He will foul out tonight with 4 points. It'll put Owen Bentia at the line. A 1-and-1 opportunity for him. Bentia got him down for 21 points in the ball game. That is a new season high. Looks to add to it here. Free throw does drop through. 12-point game.
Boston Williams into the Roseburg lineup, replacing
Boston Williams comes back into the game. He's got 8. Sorry, make that 11 as he's into double figures with the 3 here in the fourth quarter. Second free throw, Bentia, it rolls off for him. That's his first miss of the night at the free throw line. 76-64, 5:02 to play. Loose ball, out of bounds off of Roseburg. Looked like Bentia knocked it away, went to Carter Stedman and Miguel Torres were both kind of in the direction of that loose ball. Bentia came charging in to try and help out, and that ball ended up knocked out off of Roseburg. They need a towel to wipe up some sweat while we've got a break in the action. To let you know, tonight's game is brought to you by Roseburg Honda. Buying a car can be a hassle, but at Roseburg Honda, it's different. Customer satisfaction is their highest priority, so visit Roseburg Honda, where they treat you like family because they are family. 76-64, Roseburg, 10 points shy of their season high of 86, but they are over their season average of 70.8. North Medford at 64, they've beat their average of 55.8. Driving in, got off balance. Torres lost it. Roseburg takes it away. Bentia will cash it in. Big night continues for Owen Bentia, 78-64. In the right corner, Torres, double team. Steps through, pass it away. Plankenhorn, catch and shoot three from the left wing off the iron. Bentia with the rebound. Fullerton walks it up the right side. The jump step, drives in, two-handed lay-in. Hunter Fullerton, a bit of a quiet night scoring-wise, but he's cashed in when he needed to. Plankenhorn, over the head pass to the right side. Carr spots up for the 10-footer. No. And it's another rebound, 10 on the night for Carter Stedman. He gets it to Williams. He drives in, got tied up by Orozco. And he's going to get whistled for his second, according to my tally. Nope, his third. It'll send Boston Williams to the free throw line. It's a two-point shot, or a two-shot foul, or, yeah, two-shot foul. So Boston will get a chance. He hit the first. His first free throw of the night. Tonight's ball game also brought to you by Barnes Heating and Cooling, your complete energy company. Visit barnesheatingandcooling.com or call them at 541-459-1545. Second one for Williams will go. 82-64. Up the floor quickly. Carr, the shot, the three is off the mark. Mendoza comes in for the rebound. He's got it. Behind the back dribble as he crosses the midcourt stripe. Under 4 minutes to go in the contest. Crossover, back to his right. Finds an open Wilder in the corner. His three, long underneath. Stedman was fighting for it. Knocked out off of Plankenhorn. Roseburg in front by 18, their largest margin. Wilder will get it at the top to Fullerton. Calling for it underneath is Stedman as he wants to post up. Smallest guy on the floor. Wilder, left-hand dribble to the free throw line. Bounce it into the corner. Mendoza will launch the three. Oh, a big night for that junior as well. 85-64. Roseburg in front, and they will take it away. Bodies everywhere. Mendoza gets it. He'll lay it in with the right hand with the left hand from the right side. And Roseburg cruising here, up 23 on North Medford. They'll continue to press. Mendoza and Wilder in the backcourt. Plankenhorn gets it. Will pass it up, finds Curtis. Nearly traveled. Gets it to Carr in the corner. His three, no. Rebound tipped. And Fullerton will be the one to track it down. And Roseburg gets the stop. 3 minutes to go. Stedman wants to attack. He gets in the middle, doesn't get a call, and it's off the iron down to North Medford. Step around. Orozco finishes with the left hand. He's got 7 in the period. Makes it a 21-point game. 2:49 and counting. Head fake, right side. Williams getting in, had his shot blocked underneath. Stedman got the rebound, and the putback attempt is fouled. He'll head to the line as Roseburg. They are feeling it here tonight. This is a great response after the tough loss to South Medford. Great response here tonight at home, looking for that first win in conference play and looking to hand North Medford their first loss in the Southwest Conference. At the line is Carter Stedman. He hits the first. 88 points. That is a new season high for Roseburg, leading by 22 now. Foul was on Easton Curtis. Both free throws go through for Stedman. 89-66. Pass up the floor, nearly knocked away by Fullerton. Curtis into the corner, a three. Newly entered Jamin Walker. His shot off the mark. Rebound came down to Roseburg. Fullerton pulls up for the three. That's just a bit short. Right into the hands of Plankenhorn. North will press it up the floor. 2:21 to go. Into the corner, Curtis. Back to Walker. Back to Curtis. And knocked out of the hands of Curtis, out of bounds. Miguel Oha will come in for Boston Williams. He should get a big round of applause. The seniors on this team tonight doing a big-time job for this Roseburg squad. Orozco will check out. Plankenhorn will check out, and it kind of looks as if Scott Plankenhorn, head coach for North Medford, is going to wave the white flag just a little bit. Nolan Kelly has come into the game. So has Martin Ortega. Got to be careful of the over and back here, and tossed it away, did Walker. Roseburg with the steal, go for the alley-oop. It ends up just being a lay-in, but still a big-time bucket there for Roseburg. 91-66, highest scoring night of the season. Ball tipped away, get it up to Mendoza. Oh, it's going to be Fullerton to lay it in. Hunter Fullerton will get his two there. 93-66. Still pressing in the backcourt with a minute 42. Between the defenders, Walker into the corner for Curtis, a three. And that one gets a friendly roll on the road. Curtis gets his second three of the evening. 93-69. Mendoza goes right to the rim and will finish. We might have some new season highs for a lot of guys here tonight, or at least a couple. Micah Mendoza might be setting his new season high. It would also be a career high if that's the case. Into the middle, Nolan Kelly will lay it in. Kelly gets his first points. 95-71. Pass up the floor too long for Jace Wilder. Roseburg still with a lot of starters on the floor. Not a season high for North Medford at 71. Their high is 86. Also not a season high for points allowed. They've given up 100 points once in a game this season. Roseburg not far from that at 95. There was no touch, so North Medford will get the ball on their own baseline. So Roseburg with Trey Finlayson, Carter Stedman, Asher Friedenberg, Keegan Cleary, and Mark Oha on the floor. Stedman the only starter. For North Medford, they get the ball underneath their own hoop. Kelly will inbound. Out to Curtis. Deep three. Looks on target, just long. It is a rebound out to Ortega, though. He'll try to drive. Back to Walker. And into the corner for Ortega. Curtis will get it out the top under a minute to play here. 55 seconds and counting. Kelly with it, working against Stedman. Back out to Curtis. And North Medford just not getting a look here in the closing seconds. A whistle away from the basketball. Offensive. Illegal screen set by North Medford.
North Medford foul on number 25.
42.6 to go. There's subs coming in for Roseburg. Carter Stedman will head to the bench. Big night for that young man. He'll get a round of applause. So that senior gets a trip to the bench. Into the game will be Julian Lopez, a junior, a swing player. Most of his minutes at the JV level. Oha wants a deep three. That one just rattles off. 30 seconds to play in this one. 95-71 your score. Roseburg cruising to a victory, their first in conference play. It'll be their 11th on the season. Driving in, Stewart jumps in the middle of the lane. The jump stop and the fadeaway. Keenan Stewart will get another two. That will give him a chance to get to double figures here tonight. He's at 9. Vincent Ash will check in for Mark Oha. The senior will head to the bench as Ash, a junior, another swing player, will get a chance to come in for the first time tonight. It's 97-73. Oh, nope, they put it to the wrong team. That's what I thought we were at 95. 95-74 is what I have. That might not be completely accurate. Actually, I think it is. Up the floor, left side after the miss by Roseburg. Ortega with it. 5 seconds to play. Behind the back, Walker. Somebody should just put up a shot here. 2 seconds to go. 3 off the mark. And that will do it. Roseburg will win this one 95-74. A huge 31-point fourth quarter for Roseburg. 21-pointer for North Medford. And the Roseburg Indians will get the win, their first in conference play on a huge night here at Stuart Robertson Memorial Gymnasium. We'll go ahead and take a 2-minute timeout. When we come back, we'll recap this one for you here tonight. A big game for Roseburg and a big bounce back after the loss to South Medford. I'm Joey Kieran. This has been Roseburg Basketball. Back after a 2-minute timeout for the postgame show on 541radio.com and on the Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.
Successful companies have a very important secret. Good advertising works and makes them money. That's why your business should contact Lotus Media Group. Let us help you cash in with multimedia advertising. Multiple touches from Douglas County's only Google certified partner and most effective advertising platform. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen. LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Deciding where to purchase your next vehicle is just as important as the vehicle itself. At Roseburg Honda, our seasoned staff is dedicated to matching you with the right car. From sales to service, our goal is to make sure all of your needs are met, and you leave our dealership feeling good every time you visit. No need to waste your valuable time driving up and down the freeway when the ultimate car buying experience is right here at home. Roseburg Honda. We treat you like family.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
Mountain Mike's. Pizza the way it ought to be.
Brook Communications radio stations have joined forces with a news review and Lotus Web Services, announcing the Lotus Media Group, a multimedia enterprise. Web, broadcast, print. Make it happen with LotusMediaGroupLLC.com.
Welcome you back here to Roseburg High School, where tonight the Roseburg boys pick up a big 95-74 win on top of the visiting North Medford Black Tornado. Let's go ahead and real quick pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Roseburg Basketball on the Score. Well, big night for Micah Mendoza and Owen Bentia off the bench with a huge night tonight. Those two players leading the way for Roseburg, who ends up with 3 players in double figures, and a big night for a lot of guys here this evening. On the other side, North Medford, they finish with 4 players in double figures, but just not enough here tonight against the Tribe. Roseburg will improve to 11-3 on the season, 1-1 in conference play. North Medford will fall to 4-10, 2-1 in Southwest Conference play. The pep band playing us out here tonight at Roseburg High School. It was an early lead for North Medford, up by 6 in the first quarter, but Roseburg would storm back. They would take a 6-point lead in the first and led 19-15 after 1. They would stretch it to as many as 10 early in the second quarter, but North Medford fought its way back to make it closer. It was an 8-point game at halftime, 40-32. At the end of 3, it was an 11-point game as Roseburg stretches it out to as many as 14 in the third quarter. And they led 64-53 at the end of 3 quarters. But Roseburg piles it on in the fourth quarter as they would outscore North Medford 31-21 for a 95-74 victory. New season high for Roseburg at 95 points here tonight, and a big win over North Medford. That actually will snap a bit of a streak. North Medford has an 8-game winning streak against Roseburg, snapped here tonight. Last time North Medford lost against Roseburg was back in the 2018-2019 season. Taking a look at individual scoring unofficially here from this one tonight. Leading the way for North Medford, let's go with Miguel Torres, 16 points here this evening off the bench for the Black Tornado, 14 for Davis Carr. Also in double figures, Keenan Stewart off the bench with 10. Antonio Orozco scores just 2 in the first half, finishes with 13 here tonight. So 4 players there in double figures for the Black Tornado. 8 points for Easton Curtis off the bench. Then you had 4 points for Houston Klug before he fouls out in the game. 3 points for Andrew Plankenhorn, 3 points for Corbin Young, 2 points for Nolan Kelly, and 2 points for Owen Scott. On the other side for Roseburg, with a game-high 28 points, Micah Mendoza leading the way. He falls 1 point shy of his season high of 29. Also in the 20s tonight, Owen Bentia with a career high of 24 points here tonight, as he hits 4 3-pointers to really help Roseburg pull away in the second half. He had 9 in the fourth quarter. Also in double figures, 13 points for Boston Williams, scores 5 in the third. Then you add 8 points for Carter Stedman, a nice night tonight as he's near a double-double, just shy with only the 8 points. 7 points for Chase Wilder, 6 points for Hunter Fullerton. Then you add 4 points for Mark Oha off the bench. And that does it for the scoring tonight for Roseburg. Pretty nice balanced attack for the Roseburg Indians here this evening as we pick up a 95-74 victory for the Tribe here tonight. This evening's game has been brought to you by Chuck Swarman Family Auto Repair. Are you ready to go where life takes you? And by Dr. Alanson Randall, Family and Cosmetic Dentistry. You can visit drrandall.com or call him at 541-378-6694. Well, here in the postgame show, it's time now to name our Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. Mountain Mike's Pizza, the way it ought to be. Tonight's Player of the Game is going to be Owen Bentia, as he finishes with a career-high 24 points, 4 3-pointers. Huge night. Also, I had him down for 6 rebounds tonight, so nice all-around game for Owen. Tonight's Mountain Mike's Pizza Player of the Game. You can stop by to fill up after home games, or you can come by and watch the live stream during away games there at Mountain Mike's Pizza. Also tonight, we announce our In the Paint rebound leader. And for a second time this season, I gave him the gift card for being the rebound leader back in December. He said, I'm putting this one up on the wall in a frame because it's not going to happen too often. Well, it happened again tonight. Carter Stedman is tonight's In the Paint rebound leader, brought to you by Colorcraft, the only Benjamin Moore dealer in Douglas County. So when it's time for you to get in the paint, you can expect perfect matches with Colorcraft and Benjamin Moore. Remember, Colorcraft is a paint store, not a paint department. And they will be awarding a $10 gift certificate from Java Run for the In the Paint rebound leader here tonight. All right, coming up next for North Medford, they will be at home against Sheldon on Friday, looking to bounce back after tonight's loss. For Roseburg, they're looking to try and add to their win total in conference play as they will host the Willamette Wolverines coming up on Friday. We'll have coverage of that for you, so stay tuned with us coming up Friday night as we will bring you Roseburg basketball here on The Score and streaming online at 541radio.com. Game is scheduled to tip off at 6:45 as we saw tonight. Sometimes that doesn't exactly happen, but we expect to go on the air around 6:30. You can catch the action with us here on The Score. All right, we'll say thanks once again to the North Medford Black Tornado for making the trek up here despite some issues. Thanks to head coach Scott Plankenhorn and his team. Look forward to making the return trip back down that direction here soon. Want to say thanks to Athletic Director Russ Bullen, Head Coach Jordan Humphreys, and the entire Roseburg basketball program for allowing us to bring you another season of Roseburg basketball here on The Score. Want to say thanks to Angela Kieran for helping out tonight with video production here on site. Back in the studio, Abby Knight with the radio production for us here this evening. And as always, a thanks to you, the fan, for tuning in for tonight's broadcast because, of course, without you, I'm just a guy sitting here talking to myself. I'm Joey Kieran. We'll talk to you Friday night when Roseburg welcomes in the Willamette Wolverines to continue Southwest Conference play. We'll have the pregame show starting at 6:30, tip-off at 6:45. Catch the action streaming live online at 541radio.com or right here on Douglas County's home for sports, The Score, 92.3 FM and 1490 AM.